What's up, YouTube? It's the Mkoga again, with another review. This time I'm going to be showing you my Ruger 1022. It's mostly custom. The only things on it I haven't replaced yet is the barrel, receiver, and the bolt. I just wanted to show you a few things that I've done to the gun, see if it's something that you guys might be interested in. Maybe it's something that you've been looking at online and weren't sure of. I know I had a whole lot of questions before I started buying things, and you'd think being a 1022 there'd be plenty of answers out there, but for some of these things there isn't. So to get into more specifics, I'll give you guys a closer look. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you is the gun itself. I guess an overall look. So let me show you how this guy looks. This is the Archangel stock. You can see it's pretty ergonomic. Kid trigger, Nikon BDC reticle 150 Pro Staff for rimfire. Got a tactical foregrip bipod. I've got a mount for a flashlight, but I haven't mounted anything yet. I haven't found anything I liked. The other side. Again, ergonomic. This is the length of pull adjustment. Compartment there. I'll show you, get into that in a minute. The laser I have. And a better look at the barrel because it is free floated. First thing I'm going to talk about is the stock. Again, this is the Archangel Deluxe, which would come with this portion here all the way through the top. Definitely not the foregrip. Doesn't come with the rail on the bottom. I had to attach that myself. But it does have an adjustable length of pull. And that's the reason I love this so much, because I opened this guy out the way out. I have pretty long arms. I'm just over 6 feet. But even at 6 feet, I have pretty long arms. So I get this guy all the way out, and now it's extremely comfortable for me to hold. I had a sniper once tell me that when you're setting up your scope, which is really important, obviously, on any rifle, that you want to close your eyes, lay your head down comfortably in a natural position, open your eye, and you should be looking right through your scope. You shouldn't have to lean forward, back, tilt side to side. And the really good thing about this stock is the cheek piece right here actually raises up. It's not like just a bump right there. So it has a lot of length. So depending on how far you adjust this guy back right here, you'll actually end up coming closer or further down on this. So for example, if I were to put this guy back in all the way, right? Now when I put my cheek down comfortably, I'm further up. Obviously that scope's right in my face, but if I can see right into it, then that's a comfortable position. So then all you would do is move the scope forward or backward. For me, I need to go a little bit higher up on the cheek rest. So by going backward, I was really lucky because the longest one is most comfortable for my arms and it's easiest on my eyes. So I've got it all the way back, which is a nice, good grip for me. But again, it put me right in line with the scope where it needs to be. I just had to move the scope to get it the correct distance away from my face, if you understand what I'm saying. And the second thing I wanted to talk to you about, oh wait, one other thing, actually a couple other things. It's got a hidden compartment in here. I don't know if you can see that very well. Which is really cool because you can put like your Allen wrench for your takedown to get your scope on or off, whatever you need to do. Or if you're going to take it camping or something like that, you can put cotton in there to help make a fire. Cotton's really nice if you're using flint. And then you could even just put batteries in here if your scope or your laser or anything like that takes battery. So it's really nice to have a little bit of extra storage space, but right there. The other thing I like is it is free floated barrel, because I do intend to get a new barrel and bolt. So this is going to be nice. I'm not going to have to get a new stock, because I really like this stock. I love how it feels, I love how it looks. The design, the flexibility. My wife can use it. She's 5'4". I'm 6 foot. I can use it. My buddy Garrett, he's 5'8". He can use this thing as well. So I mean, anybody can use this. It's just a matter of figuring out what's comfortable for you. Next thing I'll talk about is the scope. The scope there is made by Nikon. This particular one, and I think most of the ones they sell, are fog proof, waterproof, and pretty resistant to getting banged up. What I really love about these is the turrets. This is just really nice for me, because I actually like to zero my turrets in at about 100 yards. I know it's a 22, but still, I have this laser here that I'll sight out to 50 if I'm playing around at that distance. But as you make your adjustments, you hear a click. It's real smooth, it's real nice, real crisp. But once you get it zeroed, it's not technically zeroed. It's still showing it at like a 2 or something like that. So once you have it zeroed where you need it, in my case at 100 yards, you lift the turret up, right? You lift it up and you spin it, but it doesn't click. So you can set it back to 0 back here. That is awesome. So at the end of the day, if you've made any adjustments, if you've had to shoot a little bit further in or out or anything like that, you know exactly where 0 is. But the really cool thing about the BDC reticle, it'd be kind of hard for me to show you how it looks, but basically when you look through the scope, it's got your center point of focus where you're zeroed, and then 3 reticles below it. Each one of those, based on which load that you use, you can go to Nikon's firearm website, or I should say scope website. I think it's Sure Shot or something like that. You put in the load that you're using, which scope you're using, what distance you're zeroed at. It'll tell you exactly where those 3 dots that are under your center, where you have your gun zeroed at, those 3 reticles underneath it, exactly how far they're going to shoot. So if you're shooting, if you have it zeroed at 100 like me, and you have a laser distance finder and you find your target at 127 yards, you'll know exactly where on your scope to fire in one of those 3 reticles without actually having to make any adjustments. It's really nice, and it's a 3x9x40. So 40 is pretty nice. I mean, it lets a lot of light in. Of course, Nikon just makes the most beautiful lens. It's like looking through my camera. This camera that I'm using to film this is a Nikon. So if you can imagine looking through with this kind of quality through a scope, it's just really nice. I only got up to 9x because that's all I really need. Plus, I like having my friend spot for me. So as we get out to about 200 yards, I just have him spotting. I can still see the target, so it's good enough. I don't necessarily want to be able to see, you know, 2 inches at 200 yards. I don't mind seeing about an 8 foot square. So that's the Nikon. Definitely check it out. Really nice scope. Next on the list is the laser that I had installed. It's L&M Tactical. Really beautiful laser. I mean, I've tried picking this thing up on camera. It doesn't show very well, but man, does this thing look beautiful. I mean, at night you can see a clear beam up to 20,000 yards. And yes, I said that right, 20,000 yards. If you point it up at the sky, it looks like it goes into outer space. And again, you can see the entire beam. It's not just a dot. During the daytime, you won't see it. You won't see a beam, but you will see a dot clear out to about 300 yards. Something no red dot could ever do. Plus green, our eyes can just see it easier. For whatever reason, green versus red, no matter what, green's always going to be easier to see. But the green ones are generally stronger. It has 2 turrets here, so you can adjust it. I don't recommend anybody getting this one just yet. This is the second one I've got. The first one, when I would adjust the turrets, it uses an Allen wrench. So this makes this compartment really handy because I have the Allen wrench in there. But anyways, you take the turret off and you have to use a little Allen wrench to adjust the turret. Well, whenever I would adjust the turret, sometimes in certain points, the laser just wouldn't work anymore. I'd have to move it around until I could get it working, so I sent it back to get me a new one. And that one worked really well, except the turrets didn't move the laser at all. I mean, it's just, there's no point of me having this big beautiful laser if I can't aim it onto something. So I've spoken to the dealer again. He's going to try to get me one working. He's going to test it out himself before he gets it to me. Hopefully I get a good working version, because this thing is just really nice, really solid, sturdy. It came with this mount. It came actually with 2 different kinds of mounts, one for a handgun, one for a rifle. So it's just really, really nice. And then on the other side, you'll see that line there goes from the laser all the way to there. So this way, I have my index here, my middle here, and if I need to, I can use a laser. It's not always going to be on. It's going to kill your battery. Plus, you don't always want that laser on because you don't always want to be seen. So it's real stealthy, I guess. So again, I don't recommend getting this laser until I can do my next review when I have a couple of other things done, and I'll give you an update as far as if they were able to resolve the issue. Again, that's L&M Tactical. I believe I did get this on Amazon. But I'll be moving on now.